I'll explain the details to you later. We have to deal with this crisis at hand first.
At least now we're not fighting the authorities. We don't have to explain our stance to corruptors. Makes things easier for Chief.
Quite the opposite. This is worse. I'd rather take on humans, however obnoxious they might be, and fight them with my water pipe, instead of just waking up one day and finding out that everyone has become a monster all of a sudden. Hold on. That underboss of the Legion doesn't have any means of resisting contamination either. Could he have been...
That would mean trouble. Earl is a sinner. If he goes manic and becomes deteriorated, he will be a more troublesome enemy, based on what we've seen in Salva.
I don't want to fight any more Legion members, and definitely not Horo's brother. Why are there so many of them here?
Could it be the FAC machines over there? These are the FAC's base stations for contamination shielding. I hear they can excite hypercubes to produce a force field to protect the city, but the effect is limited. This one seems out of order. We have to make a detour.
Wait, they're mauling something. Look at the clothes. A Legion member?
Commander, protect Commander Earl. Go, quick.
Let's put him out of his misery. Hecate, you do it. You're quicker.
Only the supporting machinery can be turned on. There is no response from the main machinery of the base stations. These are not enough to drive all the enemies away, and the commotion is going to draw more corruptors to us. Oh, they are coming.
No, it's the bro who helped me out once. I still owe him a couple bucks.
He is a corruptor now, Hela. Don't back away. We have to fight.
I know, but this is too much. This feeling, it's odd.
Chief, hang in there. We must fight. I can still fight. I can't let you...
FAC Special Operations Forces against Black Rings, Captain of Team N7, Service Number 036, hereby report to you. We're not your enemy. Chief, our team will assist in protecting you.
Adjutant Nightingale, take Chief away. You've got me here.
I'll explain the details to you later. We have to deal with this crisis at hand first. My team will take care of the enemies coming from the front and start the main base station. They might attack us from behind. I hope you can intercept them. You can make use of all the supporting machinery here. And it's a mania shield for individual use. The force field created by the hypercubes inside can temporarily alleviate the mental strain the shackles put on you, and at least allow your sinners to get back in fighting shape.
Captain, the enemies are coming. The nearest ones are 20 meters away.
C formation, covering fire in 7 seconds. Remember, no matter what happens, don't be swayed by your enemies, don't worry about us, and don't get distracted. It's our responsibility to protect you, and your only job is to protect yourself. The high concentration of contamination has bent space-time and entirely cut off communications. But this area is free of corruptors for the time being. Me too. After the riot, I was transferred back to the DIS-C surveillance zone. Only yesterday I heard that you, the new chief of the MBCC, were doing an excellent job, and that headquarters intended to recruit you to help out in the district of DIS-C. I knew I would meet you sooner or later, but I didn't expect so soon. Not so long ago, I thought you had been kidnapped by the Legion, and your sinners had all defected. Guess I was wrong. Don't worry, I'm not questioning your stance. Your adjutant has since explained the situation to me. I believe in you, Chief. You must have your reasons for doing so. But we're in a dire situation. If you were forced to take that action for some special reasons, or you've come across some special intel, please share it with me. Don't keep me in the dark. I'm not your enemy. The FAC won't be fooled into becoming someone's pawn in some political plot if we can help it. And we don't station our troops somewhere just to stand in someone's way. We came here only because we had received confidential information. An S-class or above mania crisis might break out in Keelan Square. And as you and I have seen, this warning is becoming a reality. What we've seen might only be the beginning. I have to know more. We have to take action. So, that Earl guy from the Legion said the inheritance had been moved, but you can sense it's in the square now, and it suddenly appeared in the conference hall before the outbreak of contamination? Is it possible that they tricked you? Maybe Zoya did bring the inheritance into the conference hall and released it when the negotiation broke down, as a means of retaliation. As you said, she possesses a technique that allows her to seal the inheritance completely. That's what you sense through the shackles?
What's wrong? Why'd you get so serious all of a sudden?
Captain, what are your orders? We're forever ready. We'll fight alongside you until the very end, no matter what.
I see. The information you just gave is very important. For that glimmer of hope, we shall continue our fight. I do. Predicaments faced by the FAC are always beyond easy comprehension, so your contribution is of vital importance. Thank you for letting us know how dire the situation is, and for giving us the silver lining. And now, for the silver lining, we shall fight to the last man. Team N7, assemble!
Yes, sir!
Head for the conference hall immediately and storm the center of contamination. Be prepared to die for the mission. If there's only one man reaching the destination, give him all the firepower. This is our final mission. Kill Sinner Zoya before the Black Ring breaks out, at all costs. Risk of a Black Ring outbreak confirmed. Risk level upgraded to S+. Ground zero presumed to be Sinner Zoya. Troops for deployment in the risk area are Team FAC BRN-7 and MBCC's Sinner Squad. Go to the conference hall now. Kill Sinner Zoya before the concentration of contamination reaches the threshold level.
Yes, sir!
Chief, a disaster is imminent. This is the only possible course of action. I agree with you in that regard. This crisis is far more serious than the FAC expected. 80% of the anti-Black Ring system has been damaged, which is proof enough that the inheritance is much more powerful than we thought. But when you come down to it, the inheritance is just a catalyst. All this can be traced back to Zoya's mental contamination. We have to eliminate the source to dissolve this crisis. I understand how you feel, and I'm really sorry. But this is the only way out.
Blah, blah, blobbity blah! So annoying. Captain, I'll carry this motor mouth with me. Stop wasting our time.
What do you think you're doing? Get your hands off the chief!
Take your filthy paws off me! The Dish City got to where it is today because of you. You thugs. Monsters. Get lost. Tragedies, huh? If you had the slightest idea what real tragedies look like, what we are fighting, you wouldn't think to defend the sinners.
Stop it, 702. The depletion of your hypercubes is speeding up. Don't lose control of your emotions. You don't want to get infected with mania here, right? Start mind suppression immediately.
Sorry, Captain. I'll keep my emotions under control. Sorry.
We didn't mean to antagonize you. We don't hate sinners. Our only enemy is the imminent catastrophe. For the purposes of our upcoming task, I hereby, in accordance with Supplemental Clause 74 of the Code of Confidentiality, divulge to you part of the FAC's confidential information and assume accountability thus incurred. Everything you see now, from the corruption incidents caused by the contamination to this unsettling turn of events, is just a prelude. The Black Ring, keep the name in mind, it's the ultimate form of a mania crisis. It's an area that causes widespread, severe mental contamination. It appears when a mania crisis goes beyond its limits, it's a no-go zone of mania that cannot be eliminated. Information about what's going on inside the Black Ring is extremely rare, since few can get out alive. We've only recorded the damage caused by the Black Ring. BR000 appeared in NF-84 in the wake of the Dis-C explosion. The number of direct deaths was 87,231, and up until the appearance of BR001, more than 200,000 maniacs had come into being. BR001 appeared in NF-89. More than 30,000 people went missing, with an annual addition of at least 200 people. 3 years later, the contamination spilling out of BR001 formed the isolation belt in the rust, which we still are unable to clean up. Access to data on BR002 and BR003 is blocked. BR004 is coming. Because the FAC has to do its utmost to stop any Black Ring-related information from getting out, in order to prevent secondary disasters. That is, the unpredictable, far-reaching spread of mania. Every time a Black Ring appears, the number of mental cases in the city skyrockets. You don't have to be in contact with contamination to get mentally ill. You might get mentally ill simply by observing a Black Ring, discussing it, or even imagining it. We can't manage the influence of a Black Ring when it's out in the open. And we humans have no way of eliminating a Black Ring once it has appeared. All we can do is to contain its expansion and lessen its effect by blocking the contamination, active camouflage, and information control. This is why information on the Black Ring is strictly confidential. The Black Ring is the source of mania, and simply knowing this piece of information might be enough to bring destruction on ourselves. Misunderstanding caused by information blocking does contribute to sinners being blamed for causing mania. But there's a close link between the appearance of a Black Ring and the behavior of a sinner. With the exception of BR000, whose point of origin hasn't yet been determined, we detected a powerful sinner going manic at the same time when each of the other Black Rings appeared. Such a sinner is called a Black Ring Ground Zero. The M value of Sinner Zoya is already out of range. Once she is corrupted, a Black Ring will descend on Keelan Square immediately. Then, no one inside the ring will survive, and those outside the ring are not going to emerge unscathed. The framework against catastrophe is not trying to sit in judgment on sinners or improve public morals. We have only one job, and that is to do everything we can to fight mania, to prevent the ultimate catastrophe that we humans wouldn't be able to survive. Killing Zoya is the only course of action that can stop this catastrophe. That's what we'll do. And without you, we don't stand a chance of defeating her. Yes. Enemies, get down!
Captain, 10 o'clock. Quick.
It's the FAC team. Looks like they came here after the contamination outbreak and died here eventually.
Poor things. How did they end up like this? Didn't they each have a contamination shield?
The contamination shield only provides limited protection. It resists contamination by depleting hypercubes, and hypercubes are hard to come by.
Stop! The Black Ring must stop it!
We will. Physical trauma can affect one's mental state. He was no longer able to resist the mental contamination here. He died in a human form. This way I could at least recover the hypercubes inside the Mania shield. This is a valuable resource. Yes, mind suppression is fundamental to the FAC's fighting. To resist mania, you must have an extremely rational mind. Losing control of your emotions only brings contamination. This can help the MBCC too. It can be trained. It can help you become accustomed to responding to emergencies. Yes, deaths are part of the game. If you can't accept this, you don't deserve to fight for the FAC. Yes, I'm a member of an FAC combat unit. To fight Black Rings, I can discard all emotions. Just now you asked me whether I would force your hand if you refused to get involved in the battle. If forcing your hand means my success in killing Zoya, then I will. But the problem is, the Shackle's power comes from your will. So if you have no desire to fight yourself, there's no point in forcing you to. We protected you because of that glimmer of hope, that you might identify with our fight and join us in our endeavor. This is all too sudden, too much for you to handle. And again, one can only hope. Even if you choose not to join us, we're still moving on with our mission. This is our duty. We must continue, even if it's a losing battle we're fighting. The Dis City is spurned for its many sins, but it's our only home nevertheless. Our city was never built on peace. The world was plagued by mania calamities back then. Without hypercubes, humans had no choice but to hole up in refuges, not knowing what tomorrow would bring. The Dis City's prosperity was built by our many ancestors, with their wisdom, determination, and even lives. But that prosperity is very fragile. It can be taken away by a simple black ring. And that great man who went into the mire of despair to retrieve the seeds of hope is long gone. Now, only we can protect this city. It rose amid a hellish landscape, and we will not let it fall without a fight. The FAC is giving all it's got to fight mania and safeguard the Dis City. So what's your choice? Then, at least we can keep each other company for now. I'll do whatever it takes to keep you safe. That's for the sake of that glimmer of hope I cling on to. I hope you'll eventually make up your mind and decide to help us prevent the Black Ring.
Well, I've never had a fight here. When this is over, I'm gonna, as per usual, do a bit of graffiti as a memento.
Chief, you okay?
They're dead. Someone killed them.
Step back.
There's no sign they were mentally contaminated. They were killed at the instant of the contamination outbreak. This is what's left of their remains.
All those who made it here were also eradicated.
This is the power of the inheritance? So brutal.
The Black Ring hasn't formed yet. There's still time. We must stop it before this tragedy is repeated.
Die!
If that's the case, it'll be great.
No. We're the only ones who've made it here after the outbreak.
Should we wait for him?
We don't have time.
Chief! Are you alright? Hey, can you hear me? Come on. This is killing me!
The shackles are putting too much strain on the chief. What should we do?
Stay away. You're connected to her through the shackles. You'd be affected. Let me take care of this. Wake up. Listen to me. It's just you and me here. Focus your mind, then suppress it. You're strong. You won't be defeated. The monsters from just now were the products of Zoya going manic. Her mental contamination. Anger, resentment, hatred, and a reckless desire to wreak destruction. She is extremely dangerous now. I understand. If you see something that I can't, if what you see is hope, then go and fight with all your might. I'll be protecting you.
Don't touch me! Don't order me around! Get lost! you. It's you. You're getting in my way!
Chief.
She is mine! Don't touch me. I'm not. You don't stand a chance. Not a chance. I won't lose. I won't lose. Don't touch me. Go to hell!
Chief.
She's mine. Mine. Whatever she wants, I can provide.
Just like this. Fight, Zoya. Destroy everything in front of you. Fight on. This is the source of your power, your true self. What it craves is you. You in this state.
Well, I've never had a...
Oh, I'm still here. What a magnificent view. It makes my labors all worthwhile. A long-lost miracle will soon happen. How are you feeling now? Happy? My apologies for keeping you waiting. Things change. We must adjust our plan in time. Will you forgive me? After all, this multi-year project is done, and I've overachieved. Does the noise bother you? We've got a couple of little intruders who are trying to put together an opening act for us. They call this thing shackles, right? They've probably modified the technology they had stolen back then and used it to tie up a few lambs. That has brought a little accident to our plan. Then again, thanks to them, we've found such good seeds. Syndicate has nurtured the best seeds. So powerful, so pure, so passionate and fearless. The ones who dare to oppose the gods, and are thus favored by them. It doesn't matter if they've already been marked by others. We just have to snatch them. Alas, the pitiful and lovable ones, continue with your hopeless struggle. Such admirable willpower will make an excellent decoration for the ring.
Chief, are you all right?
And all of them!
I will. Anytime. Stop her, Chief. Only you can do it. That person is still alive. Chief, you did it. Get some rest. You've just overused your shackle of power during the fight. Your body is almost out of strength. Get some rest. I'll bring back Zoya with you. Chief, where are you going?
It's mine!
Nightmare.
Killing Zoya is the only course of action that can stop this catastrophe.
Stop! The Black Ring!
Hey! Do it! Only you can do it! Stop! You won't be able to stand it! Don't!
Let her go! Let her go! She's mine! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you!
You are more stubborn than I imagined. Your shackles have already failed. Stop trying to get yourself killed for nothing. It's not yet time for you to act. I'll leave Commander to you. What a sight. You're so badly injured by that one there. In this condition, you can't descend anymore even if you completely suck the lifeblood of the Commander, can you?
Give it to me! Give it to me!
Leave her alone. I'll help you. Take my bones and blood, my soul, my everything. Come to me.
You're not worthy enough! You're not! You... Ah! It's her! It's her! Give it to me! Give it to me!
Stop! Stay away from her! Sinners shouldn't get close, or the Black Ring will destroy everything here!
So what? This place is not worth her life. Come on, Dis City. Reckoning time has come. Embrace the Black Ring. This is what you get from the vile seed you planted in Syndicate. You deserve it.
The job is done. We should go before the troublesome spiders crawl here.
The Legion has won again. The three gangs got crushed even though they teamed up. Carnivore had it the worst. They're doomed this time. Karma. Karma.
So what? It's just a dogfight among gangs. That rotten Legion must be even worse. Their boss is a monster.
Boss, we barged into the police station, but we couldn't save Bayek and the others. They were lynched this morning. The sheriff who did this took Yagyu's money and blamed the dozens of deaths in the South Warehouse last month on us. All on us. Yes, they don't have proof, but But he said the fact that you're a sinner is proof enough.
The clinic doesn't need protection by means of violence, and I don't believe you can change anything. This place is not going to change, Commander of the Legion. What's the point of the battles you've provoked, other than repeating this vicious cycle?
I know this weapon. It comes from my blood. They make sinners fight each other to the death, then collect our madness and power to make this crystal. You can't destroy them. Just like this weapon. They're everywhere in Syndicate.
I say you draw too much attention to yourself. The strong ones are always misfits who make enemies everywhere they go. Now the whole Syndicate fears you and hates you. Everyone is against you. All right. That's what you want. You paid up front anyway. I'll bury your body when the time comes.
Monster! Wacko! Die, you bastard! We'll take revenge. We'll bring the most powerful weapons. We gotta make you pay for it! You made us do it! Commander, Horo is missing.
Commander, you've come. Finally. I've always wanted to be able to support you. I'm gonna kill all of you!
I told you to stop. Don't get carried away.
Like it?
I can relate to your feeling. You cannot accept it and you cannot forgive. You'd rather burn it all down and destroy everything than run away or compromise. But don't forget that although violence may help you beat your enemies, you can't use it to create a new future. How should I put it? I know this place has never given you any good memories, but I've lived longer than you have and I've seen the good old days. When I was young, I never expected things would become as bad as they are now. Likewise, the situation may improve in the future. You're only limited by your imagination. You're very strong, and you'll only become stronger. You will gain many admirers and followers. You should lead them to write a brand new future rather than using your powers solely to destroy. Before I retire, let your old man do something for you. Trust me, just this once, Soya. There's always hope in life. That fight I had with you among those thugs, that's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me. And the best decision I've ever made is dragging you back and making you my buddy.
Oh. Are you little Zoya? This geezer keeps mumbling about you. Too bad. You came too late. There are questions you should never ask. And there are unspoken rules you should never challenge. Alas, our old sheriff didn't seem to understand these rules, and was being stubborn. So, someone paid me to do them a favor. What's a mania crystal? You'll know when you experience it yourself. Do you want to hear his last words?
Leggett had repeatedly violated the West District Order Management regulations, ignored warnings from his superiors, and purposely provoked conflicts. He'd long been removed from his position. Which means this case is an internal affair among gangs. The Public Security Bureau won't intervene. Also, haven't you already killed all of his murderers? Look at the power you possess. You're a sinner now, aren't you? Seize her! You sinner. You're the destroyer of order. Seize her! He's told you something, hasn't he? Root them out! Root them out! Root them out!
What a fool. Old man, that future you kept talking about doesn't exist. It doesn't exist! Is it over yet? Is it still not over? How much longer do I have to wait?